Welcome back to the 9th Gym program, everybody, and today we're going to be talking about Raikou in BDSP format, the VGC format, so doubles battling. Raikou's pretty good. Raikou is a very strong Pokemon. It can be used in a multitude of ways. It can be used offensively with something like Choice Specs, maybe even like a Choice Scarf build, maybe a Calm Mind build. You also have defensive builds with Light Clay, Screens, and Snarl, and more bulky build. You're probably still going to invest in speed, kind of how like, like bulky Eveltals were back in the day where they would like Snarl spam and stuff while still using speed and bulk probably investment. So yeah, a couple different ways. Raikou is really cool. It has recently shot up in usage stats. Here, as we can see, it is number 4 currently, which is like or number 5, I can't count. Number 5, which is a pretty boastable number to be at in usage stats. It was down way lower before, and very recently it just started shooting up in playability, and makes sense. So let's go ahead and start off with an overview of the thing, and of course, always clicking the wrong thing. All right, Raikou, Mono Electro type, which is pretty cool. Pretty solid. Let's look at these stats. HP 90 is incredibly normal, but defense at 75 isn't crazy, but 100 special defense is pretty solid. So overall, pretty good, generic natural bulk all around. Could be better, in the defense department, but we do have screens and stuff which can help that a lot. Reflect, Light Screen, Snarl can help a lot. Unfortunately, defense is a little bit lower, and we don't really have anything that just lowers attack, like Snarl lowers special attack. So still good though. However, the really good stats that we're leaning into here: special attack at 115 and speed at 115. So both of those are really good as well. You can go into an all speed and special attack build as well, and then just use that offensively. I still opted for a little bit of bulk here and there, but a bunch of different ways. But yeah, speed at 115. This is one of the faster Pokemon in the meta. Let's just see. Let's just look at it. So we're right up here, 115, right around here, which is really solid. The only other Pokemon on that speed tier that are like Starmie, Sneasel, maybe Persian, Floatzel, Ambipom, and then not a lot of people, not a lot of Pokemon are faster than it that are used a lot. Like Aerodactyl, maybe a little, Jolteon, maybe a little, Weavile, Alakazam. Not many of those Pokemon are even played in VGC. So it's really good. It's a good speed tier to be at. It's incredibly fast, and if you max speed while using Choice Specs, you're just doing so much damage so fast. So it's really good. And a fast Snarl is insanely powerful. It's very good. Okay, boom. That was that. Now let's look at moves. So as far as trending moves go, these top 3 are almost always used. Thunderbolt, Snarl, and Volt Switch all are above 70%. That means they are used a lot, very frequently. Now we have things like Protect, Reflect, Scald, Thunder, Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, Discharge. No Light Screen, which is odd because I think we're obviously in a very physical meta, but we also have a lot of good special attackers. There's Cresselia that can be strong after a couple Calm Minds. There's Arcanine that can be built either way. Heatran, Latios, Gastrodon, Togekiss. A lot of special attackers, Zapdos, Ludicolo. Rotom Wash. A lot of really good special attackers that are played very frequently. So I think Calm Mind, I think Light Screen should be on here. It's really weird that it's not, because it is offered. As you can see here, it is offered. So I don't know why. But yeah, as you can see, Thunderbolt, Snarl, Volt Switch, that's what you usually see on here. And then usually one flavor move, which is probably going to be Protect in most cases. And maybe like Screens, and if a Choice Spec build, then something else like Scald, Shadow Ball, Discharge. Any of those moves could be good too. So a lot of good moves that we can use. Let's go ahead and pull up teammates. This is another Pokemon that's not going to have, it doesn't really have dedicated teammates, dedicated partners, but it obviously has some good synergies. You have something like Scizor that likes to be in the rain. It can get Thunder. I'm trying to think here for something. But yeah, not really too many relevant synergies. It's pretty much just Pokemon that go good on the team with, right? So all these Pokemon are just good Pokemon. Arcanine, Cresselia, Hitmontop, Ludicolo, Latios, Garchomp, Gastrodon, Gyarados, Tyranitar. All of them are good Pokemon. They all fit on the team. It'll just be fine. As far as items go, a lot of good items. So, Choice Specs and Light Clay are the two most used, both around 27-28%. And that makes sense. And then we have Magnet giving you 1.2 times on electric attacks. Leftover is Citrus Berry. All these items make a lot of sense. That just makes sense. Inner Focus, as you can see right up there, 100%. You are always using that. Don't use Pressure. Doesn't really do anything compared to Inner Focus. Inner Focus lets you not get intimidated or protected, which is really good. The Intimidate doesn't really matter too much because we are a special attacker, but still, it's pretty good. As far as the trending builds go, it appears most of the time it's going to be in either bulk and speed or attack or special attack and speed. That's usually what you'll see. Not too much of a mixed spread. You can definitely make a pretty mixed spread kind of all over the place with screen calcs. So that's definitely a good way to do it. I probably, in hindsight, honestly should have used some more screen calcs for my secondary build, the light screen, the screens build, but it's okay. For now, it's fine. We could probably even take away a little bit of the bulk investment that I put in and put it into special attack. That way you're doing a little bit more damage, but it's only really using Snarl. You could run Thunderbolt on there too, but we'll talk about that more here in a moment. But that is it for the overview. Let's go ahead and look at the builds that I have prepared. So the first one's going to be a Choice Specs build. Going to be dealing more so intending to deal a lot of damage while still doing, being fairly bulky. As you can see here, I have some HP investment, a little bit of defensive. But yeah, it's really just Choice Specs, max speed. You want to just be doing a lot of damage with this Pokemon. So Choice Specs, Inner Focus, that's not going to change. Inner Focus is really good. You don't get intimidated. Not intimidated, I keep saying that. Cannot be made to flinch, so you can't get faked out, which is really, really good. Or fake outed. Faked out? I feel like it's faked out. And then Choice Specs, which gives you 1.5 times special attack, and then locks you to your first move. So you have options like Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Snarl, and Scald. Snarl, of course, is really, really strong on a fast, pretty strong Snarler. This is really, really big. You'll run into a couple matchups where your opponent really has no... they just don't really have any opportunity to do anything big because you're just snarling every turn, which is really, really big. And when you snarl, you're locked into it with Choice Specs, so yeah, you're locked in. You're snarling for a while. Scald is here just as an option. This could be moved to Shadow Ball, Discharge, Thunder if you're on a Brain Team. Any of those moves could be that slot. Volt Switch on Choice Specs, of course, we're going to use that for the Choice Specs build because it locks you in. So if you don't really want to be there, Volt Switch out. It's a good way of dealing a little bit of damage and then switching out. And it's an incredibly fast Pokemon, so it's pretty safe. And Thunderbolt is its best stab move. It's just the most consistent stab move. It does really high damage, has a chance to paralyze, and 100 accuracy. So it's just your most consistent move, and it's very solid. So definitely, keep that guy. So that's the move pool and everything, move set. Let's go ahead and look at this build. So the build is, I wanted max speed, so 252 into speed. That was a non-negoti. And we also give it, of course, the Timid Nature, which is plus speed minus attack, since we're not using that anyway. And then I wanted 2 EV for certain calcs. So my first calc here, first and only calc actually that I made here, is Garchomp. Earthquake from a 252 attack. Garchomp, no life orb taken into account here. It probably should, but it's not. This is the only way for it to be super safe and just work. Was 220 HP and 4 defense, gives us that 99.4. It'll hit 83.9 to 99.4, which is a guaranteed 2-hit KO. Beautiful, that's a good calc. So that's what I did, and then we just put the rest into special attack, and then 4 here, just like, you could just do this as well, but we spread it out. Yay, now it's fancy looking. So yeah, that's what we did. So that's that build. It put the leftover run over into attack, and makes sense. So then for the second build, we have a Light Clay. This is more of a defensive variant. As you can see, we have Light Clay. If you don't know what Light Clay does, your screens, like Light Screen, Reflect, Aurora Veil, last 8 turns instead of 5, which is really, really big. Because, you get a fast Reflect or a Light Screen off, and it's there for a really, really long time. And in VGC, 8 turns goes for a really long time because there's 2 times as many actions every turn. So it's incredibly powerful, and once you get, 1 or 2 of these up, it's really a big deal. Now, here's something that could change. One of these 2, if, for your team, if you really are afraid of something, you could remove one of them instead and use Thunderbolt because, that makes sense. If I could spell Thunderbolt. But I am going with the super protective build, not doing a lot of damage. Focus on damage reduction only. Snarl, Reflect, Light Screen. Honestly, you don't even need the Snarl. You could go Light Screen, Reflect, and then Thunderbolt. Those all could be done as well. But honestly, yeah, I think I like that more because Light Screen and Reflect, they're pretty safe. Snarl spamming is, of course, really good, but we do want to do a little bit of damage here with this build. So Thunderbolt it is. Yeah, makes sense. That's really the only difference here. Light Clay, Light Screen Reflect, Thunderbolt, and Protect. It's pretty generic for a, Light Clay spam mon. Light Clay spamming mon. It's not even Light Clay, it's screen spam. But yeah, screen spam. Dude, I can't talk today. Anyway, yeah, the build is pretty much the exact same. Max speed, of course, for the screens and stuff, just to go fast. You would need fast screens, like, so that they can come out before your opponent's, like, scary Pokemon is going to attack you. Makes a lot of sense. And then, yeah, the rest just into bulk, basically. A little bit into attack. It's, this spread should probably be a little bit more honed in on screens damage, but whatever. Anyway, that's all I got for the video today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Do all that stuff. Have a good week. And as always, click on the show more in the description, and you can see the imports for this, so you can just, copy paste it right into Showdown for you. Bye.